What's going on, Internet? TBH here on behalf of GamingIlluminaughty.com, and today I got with me Ethos. Say what up to the people.
What up? What up? What's up, everybody?
Yeah, and during E3 2017, we just got back, and during the show, we got a chance to go to the Ubisoft Lounge and got hands-on with a lot of different games, and one of them is one of the most anticipated games from E3, Assassin's Creed Origins. This is a new game. They've taken 2 years off from the series, and it takes place in Egypt. It stars a new assassin named Bayak or some shit like that.
Yeah, cool like that.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are making jokes calling it "We Was Kangs Edition." That joke has already been worn out. But what are your first impressions of Assassin's Creed? Oh, my bad. Just to let you guys know, we got like 30 minutes with like some of the open world missions, and then we got to play a different mode, which is like arena. But let's talk about like the open world aspect first, Ethos. Like, what was your impressions of all that?
Honestly, I didn't get a lot of time to like mess around with the side quests because they gave us like one main mission and like two side missions.
No, it's because you didn't realize you could use a boat. You were swimming in the water.
Why are you hating on me, dog? Anyways, look, the game wasn't bad. I wouldn't say I was blown away by it, but I wouldn't say it was horrible. Because I just didn't have any expectations. I just went into it. I was like, all right, let me see what they did. It reminds me of they definitely like took some hints from Witcher 3 from like a combat perspective, and like Dark Souls. I'd say Dark Souls lightly. I don't mean it like how difficult it is. Just that like
the way the combat flows.
Yeah, it flows more Dark Souls-y, and it's kind of weird. Like, especially if you played Assassin's Creed for a long time, you know how the button prompts have all changed now, and like now the way that you lock on people is different, and using your shield and stuff, it's very different. And I think it's definitely going to be one of the few Assassin's Creeds you're going to pick up and not necessarily know how to play off the rip.
It's much more complex.
It's way more complexity to it than the previous one, but I think that's just because they just threw us. That's why I'm kind of like just messed up playing it, like talking about it, because it's like they threw us in the middle of like just the game, no beginning, no nothing like that, without any context. So I really didn't understand a lot of things about what was going on, and there was like a lot of mechanics I couldn't really like test out because there was no tutorial to explain them, because again they threw us like, I'd say maybe
we were level 20. We were level 20.
Yeah, we were level 20. So
I know, and then I opened up the menu, and I leveled up at one point, and I had a lot of the skill tree already unlocked, so we were in the middle of the game.
We were in the middle of the game. A lot of the skill tree had already been unlocked. I didn't get a lot of time to go through the skill tree to try to figure out like what I could do, what I couldn't. Like I couldn't double assassinate people at the time, but I believe that was a skill. It was just very weird. Though like what we had access to try out. Trying to think what.
It's one of those games that's kind of hard to demo people.
It's very hard to demo. That's why I can't really like just come out and be like, yo, like this was, I thought it was trash, or I can't really say like I really loved it either. It's just I'm kind of in that area where I don't think my opinion changed after playing the demo. Like before playing it and now playing it, I don't think I've really like was like won over. But that was honestly because I can't blame really like just the game. It's more of just the type of game. It's like the Mass Effect problem. It's a big open world game without context. You don't know what's going on for the most part, and like where it goes.
I do like the Egypt setting. I think the world is gorgeous, especially. Did you when you were in the water? Did you get a chance to like dive under the water
to swim? Yeah, that was cool.
That shit was gorgeous. I like the fact that in the water there's all different types of animals. There was gators and hippos and shit.
The world feels alive without a doubt. This is not an open world like that seems dead. Like there's NPCs moving around everywhere.
And the hippos will attack your ass. The gators will attack your ass.
Everything will try to murder you.
the new mechanic that we got to use was the new eagle vision. It's no longer Batman detective vision, but you basically get an actual eagle, and he acts as a UAV. And I mean that's cool, I guess. The one thing that I didn't like about it, and maybe it was the way that they had the game set up, the sensitivity or whatever. But did you feel like the eagle controlled really loose?
It was hard to control him. I would say like you had to literally. That's why they had that stationary button. You had to freeze him, stop him from moving in order for you to get something. Even like because of the angle he's at, it's like you're moving around in a circle. It was like an oval. So
I
like it's hard to like move the icon where you need it to sometimes.
Because the way the game works is you use the eagle to like search for specific things, and like it had like, I don't know if you noticed, it had like a little radar, and the closer you got, the radar pulse would move in closer, so you were close to finding what you were looking for. And when it was time, when you're just flying around, it's fine, but when it was time to get precise and you're getting close to your target and you're looking for it, I found it hard to control the eagle because you'd move the analog stick a little to the left or the right, and that eagle would just swing all over the place. I'm like, okay, so I had to double back multiple times because I just felt kind of out of control with the eagle vision. But the eagle vision, in terms of using it for combat, it was fine. There was one scene where we had to like sneak into a place, and then you just kind of send your eagle above head, and it's basically a drone. You mark the enemies, and it does the same. You achieve the same goal as the old eagle vision. It's just a new way of doing it. So it's like it's nothing to go crazy about.
What do you think about the bow?
I did not actually get a chance to use it.
Like I barely used. Like I used it. Oh, I will say there's something I did notice. So when you're stealth, the bow. I don't know if it's like this with all the weapons, but with a bow, when you aim at somebody's head, it shows their health bar and it shows how much damage it will do. Like, so it will tell you, like, if you aim at a certain part of their body before you hit them, like, okay, this will kill them in one shot, guarantee, or I won't kill them, I'll injure them.
As far as the stealth mechanics go, it felt like Assassin's Creed, like the climbing and running. I felt right at home. That was not hard to adjust to.
You can crouch now, but there's no dynamic cover though. Like you couldn't go to a wall and he'll like press against the wall, like how Andromeda is. There's no cover system like that, but you can crouch and. It gets the job done. I don't think the stealth's anything legendary. I mean, revolutionary, but it does its job correctly. I didn't get like one guy who like I was like, wow, he shouldn't have seen me and he saw me. Like I didn't have run into any of that like in previous Assassin's Creeds.
Right.
But I was gonna say the biggest thing I think we should talk about is the RPG elements because this I would say compared to all the other because I played all of them. I've played all of them but one. You've played all of them. This game is definitely I would say this game's moving way into the RPG realm of things compared to
what do you mean by that?
It's like so the previous entries have always been action game with RPG light elements in them, and I think the Ubisoft guy was talking to me about it, but like this one they said they put way more stuff into it to make it more RPG heavy. So you already saw it. The weapons are now very Destiny like. There's different rarities now with them. You can unlock different ones, of which we'll talk about, which is another mode, arena, but you can unlock by doing different stuff in the world. You can unlock brand new different types of weapons with different types of skill points. So it's different in that aspect. It seems like there's more depth from the RPG perspective of like skill trees and so forth. These things have been in Assassin's Creed, but they've seemed very like light, like, oh, just, put money in it, levels up one. It seems like it's giving you more diversity from like what you expect from, let's say, like a BioWare RPG or something to that aspect. But don't get wrong, we're not saying it's an RPG as in role playing, as in like, with choices and dialogue where you'll be able to pick out what he says. It's more of
to correct you, that's actually in the game. No,
where?
You remember well, not directly, but it does have that you make decisions. Because remember in the arena, did you beat the boss in the arena mode?
Oh, well, I mean, that's a light thing. Yeah, I know what you're saying. The whole mercy or no mercy thing. But I'm talking like in Mass Effect, like I'm talking like dialogue. Like there's no cutscenes where.
But we don't because it's so hard to showcase an open world game like that, and the demo ended after. So there's an arena mode where you go in and you fight a bunch of people.
Hold on. Let's talk about RPG, then we'll go to the arena thing. Okay. What do you think of the RPG though? Like
I don't really see what you're talking about that's different. It felt like Assassin's Creed to me.
No, I mean, but did you check like your inventory stats, like all that?
I didn't really dig too much into the menu, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, that's what I noticed when I was diving through the menus really quick and I saw.
I meant to ask you, how did you actually feel about the new protagonist, Bayek? Like how did you gauge him as a character? Because I mean,
don't like his voice.
I didn't really like his voice.
I didn't like his voice.
So, just to explain it to you guys, we got to play like 3 different like story missions, so we did get to see some cutscenes, and I was confused at what was going on, but it gave you enough to like gauge the character. But I'm saying, personality-wise, he's like he's hard to gauge, basically. Like he's hard to gauge. He's not an Ezio like you. Ezio's like he's a playboy. Like you know what he is. He was hard to gauge. Basically.
He doesn't have charisma. Yeah, like them. Like Altair, I think debatably has some charisma here and there, but like he just doesn't. He's more, I'm a serious guy. Like,
but at the same time, once again, this goes back to what you said. It's hard. No, it's hard to gauge these open world games because it could have just been those 2 missions that we played.
Right.
He could have personality.
That's why I can't slander it for it because it's like maybe this is early on in the game and then he changes through character development. I can't say. We don't know. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm. Okay, but since we got that taken care of, all right, now we can go into the new thing, which is a brand new feature, which is Arena. Which is basically like horde mode. It's not horde mode. It's more of, I don't even know, what's a good comparison?
No, it's horde mode because it said wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. It's horde mode.
Right. Okay, yeah, so horde mode, and basically they throw different types of AI at you, and you have to beat them. They did say there's story context to why you're doing it. So it's basically like a gladiator mode.
And you earn things from it.
Right. And so you're going to earn new loot, new armor, and stuff like that. So I don't know if it's used. I think it's going to be used mostly for just like a place where you can grind to like unlock new equipment and like new challenges.
Practice
basically.
your combat skills too.
Practice your combat skills. But I think they also said some of this would actually be part of the main story. Like as the story main mission, you may need to like fight in the arena or something like that. Since I believe this story takes place around the time of the Roman Empire pushing into Egypt, because you were fighting Romans, I believe, right? Like the heavier guys, they looked Roman.
I think they were. Yeah.
So I think this is the whole thing with like, I believe this is the era with Julius Caesar and Cleopatra and the whole.
If not, they without a doubt had Centaurian. I think that's how you pronounce it. They had that type of Centurion armor. They definitely did. So I think they were Romans.
I think they were Roman.
I
think that much.
I think in that portion of the game where we saw the most difference in Assassin's Creed Origin, which was the combat. Like you were kind of touched on it earlier, it's much more Witcher, Dark Soulsy. Where, like, the first thing I noticed about the combat is, like, in Wave 1, you had 3 people run up on you, and it felt like 3 people ran up on you. It's no more. If you hated in the old Assassin's Creed, where if you killed one person, you can just kill everybody else. Yeah, you could just string the kills together really easy. That's not in the game anymore. And this is kind of a criticism. It was weird. The dodge button is on the X button on the controller. That was really weird. I didn't understand that. Like,
I don't like how you can't actually dodge roll. Like it's like a dash.
It's a sidestep.
It's a sidestep. It's not really like a legit like Dark Souls. It's not legit like dodge. And I don't think there's iframes with it either. So I think even if you're dashing, you can still get injured if they hit you while you're trying to dodge it. So I'm assuming if you get overwhelmed by like more than like, let's say 5 or more, it can get very annoying and kind of like upsetting.
I actually died 3 times on Wave 1.
Yeah.
Before the third, before I finally got a hang of it and I finally beat the boss. But it's about sidestepping now. Another thing that's different too is now you have light and heavy attacks. That wasn't in Assassin's Creed. It's about timing your attacks. Before it was just butt mashing.
You can hold the heavy attacks.
There's a shield button.
There's an ultimate attack now.
Yeah, right? There's a rage meter you built up, and then you could do more damage with an ultimate.
Right.
What else was there?
The bow and arrow, you can fire multiple arrows simultaneously. But I feel like the bow seems very weird. Like I don't feel like in combat I can use like, let me melee him, then let me dodge, and let me pull out the bow and arrow here. Like it doesn't feel like Tomb Raider. That's what I was gonna say. Like Tomb Raider, I felt like I could do that. I can move from a gun to a bow really fast, and like it would flow well. Assassin's Creed doesn't. The flow in between, because I asked him about it, I was like, is there going to be like a combo system? Because he was like, oh, you unlock the second weapon, so you can have 2 main weapons, and then you have there's another thing I was gonna bring up. So you have 2 main weapons, and then you can use your bow. But I asked him, and I was like, is there a combo system? Like, can I start one combo with one sword and then switch to the like spear and then keep it combo going? It doesn't seem like the combo system's that in depth like it is in Dark Souls. And another thing, I don't know if you noticed it. Did you notice a hidden blade?
Yeah. It's in the game.
Could you actually use it in combat? Because like I never used the blade and stuff. It was
I didn't get to use it in combat, but in the open world section, I definitely assassinated people with the open blade,
with
jumping down on them and shit. Yeah.
Right. But there was no actual. Yeah, that was something I felt something was missing, but I couldn't figure out what it was, and I was like, wait, I haven't been able to hidden blade like assassin. Like,
maybe you can't use it. I don't know. Maybe you can't use it in arena mode, but if you can't, honestly it would kind of make sense. I mean. Why would you want to go into the arena with the hidden blade when you could have an axe or a sword? Like, there's too many people because you can't string. You could. The only reason and this is the reason people hated the stringing together in the combat.
Right.
The only reason you can kill so many people with the hidden blade in the combat is because you could string to kill.
You got knocked the fuck out, man.
Together doing that shit. Now that that's not in the game, there's no reason to use the hidden blade once real combat breaks out, or you're gonna die.
Right. I think the biggest thing you're gonna I think is a recurring theme here is it's hard for us to judge if the game is like gonna be really good.
Yeah, because there's things that I like. There's things that I dislike, but at the same time, I don't want to put a definitive I dislike it or like it because at the end of the day, I don't know about you, but I play Assassin's Creed for the story just as much as the gameplay.
And that department's currently very fucked up right now.
Yeah, and it's like. They just threw us in the middle of the game, so we didn't really know what was going on.
Exactly. So the only thing I still, from a story perspective, I'm interested about is this game is supposed to be the foundation of the Brotherhood. Like this is before 1, right? Like story-wise, this is before Altair. Yeah. So this guy is supposed to be
that's actually
front in founding the
before you came in. I don't know if you were in Discord at the time, but that's one of the things I was telling the guys earlier. that's actually one of my concerns with the game. Not only is this the first game in the series because it's the oldest, this is the first game. Assassin's Creed was always easier to make in terms of new features because it always went forward. Yeah, you were going forward in time. You went from Jerusalem to Italian Renaissance to American Revolution to London. So it was always like you were introducing new weapons that came with that time period. This is the first time in the series we're going back in time. And not only are we going back in time, we're going for the first game. So what new weapons are they going to be implementing in the game? I'm kind of confused by that part.
It's tricky because this is the same issue Battlefield 1 had. They went back, and when they went way back in time, they got limited by the amount of weapons you could use, and then they had to like recopy over, weapons and so forth because there wasn't variety back then. So I saw sickle, that was different, but it's still at the end of the day, it's still a sword.
It's still a sword, and that's also why I feel like maybe they changed the Eagle Vision because maybe they started the game with the good intentions. Oh, we're going to do the Egypt, and it's going to be the start of the Brotherhood, and somewhere in the middle of development, it hit them. We went back in time. What new weapons and gear are we going to introduce? So they probably I feel like maybe they couldn't come up with ideas, so instead they remixed an idea, like the Eagle Vision. Oh, we're not going to give you Detective Vision. We're just going to give you an actual Eagle.
Right.
We're not going to give you any new type of weapon, so we're going to give you a bow and arrow that can shoot 3 arrows. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
they're not introducing new weapons, but remixing mechanics.
They're trying to find different mechanics that they've had currently and finding different ways of making them work, which is good. Which is why I feel like when you and me first started playing it, it was foreign to us because there was a lot of things that were different for the sake of being different, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the most interesting thing to see about the game when it finally launches. But overall, I don't think... I would say both of us can say we can't give a definitive we liked it or disliked it.
Yeah.
It was kind of like we played
it. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard, like, because we're trying to be fair about it. Like, I don't want to give it any definitive steps. So I'm gonna say, it was all right. Yeah, those are our thoughts on Assassin's Creed Origins. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to hit the like button on the video, comment, and subscribe if you're new. If you aren't new, consider subscribing to our Patreon. It's patreon.com/GIupdates. We have all different type of rewards in line for those of you who choose to financially support us. There will be a link in the description box below. And other than that, we gonna holla at y'all later. Peace.